All right, you guys, let's get started. Let's rock and roll. You guys are joining Coach Terrence Wood live for the Recruiting Live show. I've got Instagram right here with me. I've got YouTube right here. Instagram, if you see me looking behind you, that's because I'm talking to YouTube. If you want to see the action that they're getting a chance to see, then you guys got to go to the link in our bio. Click on the Recruiting Live show link, and then you guys can check out the YouTube live stream too. So, pumped up to be back, you guys. It is a new year, 2024. Hopefully, you guys are revved up. Hopefully, you guys are ready to go. Hopefully, you guys are ready to get to that scholarship offer, that PWO opportunity that you've been looking for. So, you guys, we're in January. It is crazy to me how fast 2023 Instagram went. It is crazy to me how fast 2023 went. It was in a blink of an eye. It felt like it was 6 months, you guys. So that goes to show you that if you're not being diligent, if you're not being proactive, if you don't have a strategy, you're going to look up and another year is going to be behind you. Another year is going to be behind you, and we can't have that happen. I see some people already coming in the comment section. That is the great David Walker, superstar out of Nevada. A matter of fact, David, we're going to be talking about you here shortly, so stay tuned, superstar. But excited about him and his future. We've got the great Coach Eric Foss joining us. He says 2024 class, subscribe like you have a few weeks to go. Get the knowledge and tools to get where you want to go, to get what you've earned. Some of you guys have already earned it, Instagram. That kid, I see you. Thank you for joining us. This is Coach Wood. We're talking some college football recruiting. Thank you for joining us. Yui, we see you, baby. Chris, we see you. Thank you for joining us. So, you guys, some of you guys have already earned what you deserve. You guys have already put in the work. You've done the wind sprints. You've been in class and showing up in class at a high level. You've done the work on the field. You guys have resumes. A lot of you guys have the resumes, but for whatever reason, you don't have that offer that you want on the table, or maybe you feel like there's more out there, or maybe you don't have anything. So if that's you, that you're in the right place. I see the great Skip Winter. What's going on? He says, "What's up, y'all? Coach Wood is him." I appreciate that and love the Winter family coming from the East Coast. That's one of our superstars, young Grant, coming from the East Coast. So, hey, you guys, let's get into it. I'm excited about tonight's content. We always put forth our best effort, you guys, in trying to get the best content in front of you. Instagram, if you're joining us on Instagram, you want to see what I'm showing YouTube, then click on the link in our bio. You guys can check it out on YouTube, you guys. So we're talking some college football recruiting tonight, and I am your host once again, Coach Terrence Wood. Long time, you guys, in the industry. I'm not going to get into how old I am, but long time in the industry, long time helping student athletes like the ones you see on the screen right here get to the next level. Truly a labor of love for myself, for my team, Instagram, and all we want to do, you guys, all we want to do at the end of the day is get as many potential college football players to college as possible. Scholarship, PWO, we don't care. As long as you're happy, we're happy. We want to get as many potential college football players, Instagram, to college as possible. That's the goal. That's the premise. That's the angle. If that's what you're about, then you're in the right spot. So, you guys, years of doing this, years and years, almost 2 decades of doing this at a formal level. Over 2 decades, Instagram helping college football players get to the next level at an informal level. Right here, you guys, you see one of the young student athletes that we've worked with. Right now, he's a professional football player. His name is Rogesterman Ferris, played at the University of Hawaii, had a great career, you guys, and now he's playing in the USFL. So, not only are you listening to somebody YouTube, not only are you listening to somebody Instagram that has experience actually helping people get to the next level. So there's practical experience helping people get to the next level, but I also have practical experience living what you guys want to live. And right here, you see on the screen, that's me at the University of Colorado. And it was a fight to get there. And I know the fight that you guys are fighting because I lived it. I lived it myself. So you guys are getting information, you guys, from somebody who has helped others and somebody who has also lived the journey that you guys are currently on. Right there on the left-hand side of the screen, you see the guy with the Hall of Fame bust. That is actually my grandfather. His name is Willie Wood. Rest in peace. He was a Green Bay Packer, Hall of Fame free safety, played in the Vince Lombardi days, has the 2 Super Bowl championship rings from the first Super Bowl and the second Super Bowl in my family. That's a family heirloom. So very much, you guys, this is a family business for me. Just like some family, Instagram have plumbers in their family. Some families, YouTube have lawyers and doctors in their family. A lot of my family members are football players. So this is what I've grown up around, and this is where I want to be, right here with you, you guys. So who is this for? Who is this for? Instagram, LAD Tried. I see you right there. Tried and true. Yusuf, thank you for sharing that. Who's this for, you guys? This is for the young men that you see on the screen, the ones that are willing to pay the price, but the ones that also know what they want. They want to go off and play some college football. Now, if you're in the class of 2024, this is specifically for you. Everything that we think of right now with Before You Go Pro is intended Instagram, YouTube for the class of 2024 athlete. Now, if you're in the class of 2025, you're a 2026 kid, 2027, you're still in the right spot. But this is going to be information you're going to put in your back pocket for a little while. This is going to be information that you're going to soak in and you're going to utilize probably a little bit later, but this is great for you too. So with that being said, you guys, obviously, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. But the new year sparks a special time in the college football recruiting process. Every single year, I've already mentioned to you guys, we've been doing this for a very, very long time. Now, even with doing this for a very, very long time, Instagram, D Happy, I see you, baby. You're with Coach Wood. We're talking some college football recruiting. So if you are a football player, you know a football player, then you're in the right spot. If you want to see what we're sharing with YouTube, if you see me talking behind you, then that's because we've got some slides on YouTube. So you can go there and check out the slides. Click on the link in our bio. I am real. I see you, baby. We're getting after it. We're talking some college football recruiting. So, you guys, as far as January and us being right now, if you're watching this live, it's January 2nd. You know, if you're watching the recording of this, keep that in mind as you listen to the content. But as us being right now at the beginning of January, this marks a very, very special time as far as college football recruiting. This actually marks the nitty gritty, you guys. This is the nitty gritty right now, Instagram, if you are trying to get involved in the college football recruiting world. So why we know that? We know that because we are constantly following the college football recruiting calendar. The recruiting calendar, you go to ncaa.org, you can check out the dates for everything pertaining to the college football recruiting process. That's going to help you guys stay on track. I see the great Sadite Green coming in. He says, this is Dad checking in with y'all. Happy 2024. Love you guys. The Green family is amazing. Young cornerback out of California, about to go play some big time ball as well, you guys. So the regular signing period is coming up. The regular signing period is coming up, Instagram. We've already gotten through what? We've already gotten through the early signing period. And we've been talking about this for a while. So if you're joining us for the very first time, you've been missing out a little bit, but now's your chance to catch up. So every single Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, you can get some of this love. You can get some of this recruiting, education, and advice. So the regular signing period is coming up, you guys. We've already gotten through the early signing period. Now, when it comes through the regular signing period, it kicks off first Wednesday in February, which is the 7th. Kicks off first Wednesday in February, but check out how long it goes. How long it goes. It goes throughout the spring. It goes throughout the spring, you guys. So a lot of you guys are antsy. A lot of you guys are getting nervous. But right now, you can't even sign. And then when you can sign all spring. This isn't like the early signing period where you only have 3 days. Instagram, YouTube. This isn't like the early signing period where you only have 3 days. This goes all spring. It goes all spring for a reason. Why? Because teams will be looking for talent throughout the spring too. So keep this in mind. Keep this in mind as we go through this presentation. All right. Now the early signing period, I'm gonna draw a parallel to help you guys better understand the time that we're at right now. I want you guys to be on top of these timelines, Instagram. I want you guys to be on top of these timelines, YouTube, so that you guys can calm down the nerves a little bit, but so also you guys know how to navigate. You guys know how to navigate these times. All right. Especially if you're not with Before You Go Pro, especially if you're not with us. All right. So right now, I'm going to draw a parallel for you guys. Right now, we've already gotten through the early period. And then also, today's the second, right? So what does that mark? That means the transfer portal is closed. The transfer portal is closed, Instagram. So some of you guys may have seen some last minute transfer portal entries on social media today, on ESPN.com today. You may have seen some last minute transfer portal entries. That's because today is the last day to jump on in the portal for that fall period. Okay, for that fall period. This affects you if you're in the class of 2024. So a lot of the early signing period, which took place at the end of December, right before Christmas, took place at the end of December, IG, early signing period. Most of that stuff, you guys, was for the transfer portal kids. You know, the transfer portal kids that were coming out during the dates that you see on the screen. And it was also for your 5 and 4-star athletes, your top-notch 3-star athletes. That's who the early signing period was for. Okay. And a lot of coaches that we talked to were overextended, you guys, between the transfer portal, the early signing period, and some of them playing in playoff games and bowl games. A lot of these coaches were overextended. And when the transfer portal, when the early signing period first started initially, this was probably what, 5-6 years ago, if not a little bit more. Everybody was rushing to get done with their signing classes at the D1 level with the early signing period. Now, some of those teams have been able to pump the brakes a little bit and say, you know what, we are going to sign some kids during the early signing period, but we're not going to break our neck to get the whole class done. Now, there are some schools that are pretty much done. You know, some of the Power 5 schools, but a lot of them, you guys that we talk to at the lower level, mid-level FBS schools, the FCS schools, definitely D2 down, they're looking more towards the February period. Now, keep in mind, February period isn't just 3 days. February period is basically the whole spring, okay? You guys, so keep that in mind as we go through this Recruiting Live show. So where we're at now, when we're talking about making a parallel, where we're at now is like day 3, day 4, you know, of the NFL draft, where we're starting to get into the later rounds and we're starting to get into guys who may be going free agent, And guess what? If you get your shot in the NFL, yeah, maybe if you thought you were going to be a high round kid, you may be a little disappointed. But at the end of the day, when you put on that NFL helmet, when you put on that college football helmet and you run out for your first training camp, you're not going to be thinking about when that scholarship offer came, when that PWO came, when that late round draft choice came, when they called your name, when that undrafted free agent call came, when they called your name. You're not going to be worried about that. You're going to be excited that you're in the show and you're going to be ready to work. Okay, so it's the same thing with college football. I was never on the field at the University of Colorado asking if somebody was a PWO or not. I never played against Kansas, Oklahoma, Instagram, played against Texas. We played against all of them when I was in college. I never asked my opponent if they were on a scholarship or not. All I knew is I better be ready for them because they're in the show just like I'm in the show. Okay. RB, I see you, baby. This is Coach Wood. We're talking college football recruiting. Hopefully, all is well. Oh, you guys, the bottom line is get to the show. You don't care where you're going to be there. But just for a timeline reference, if you don't have the scholarship that you want now, if you don't have any scholarship offers at all, then you can kind of look at this as us being in the later rounds about to hit free agent, which is okay as long as you know. As long as you know, because then you know how to proceed, then you know how to work Instagram, then you know how to that you got to get proactive, right? YouTube, or you better get some support. You better join a program like ours where you have support, you have love, you have guidance, you can ask questions. Okay, so this is the real time, you guys. This is the real time. For a lot of our athletes with Before You Go Pro, they're mid to lower level FBS kids, they're FCS kids, they're D2 kids. So this is their time. They're green lighted right now. Right here, if you're watching on Instagram, you can't see the slides that we're showing on YouTube. So click the link in our bio, go to the Recruiting Live Show link, and whether live or recorded, you can catch what we're showing everybody on YouTube. But on YouTube right now, Instagram, we're showing them a picture of the great Jerry Maguire, the Jerry Maguire movie, and he's saying, "Show me the money." That's where we're at right now, you guys. That's where we're at. This is money time for you guys that don't have anything or that don't have what you want. This is money time. But the beautiful thing about that, you guys, is you only need one, the right one. And the beautiful thing about that is the whole industry right now is focused on recruiting, unless you're Michigan or Washington. You're focused on recruiting, or Montana or North Dakota State, the FCS teams going to the championship. You're focused on recruiting. So this is the best time to hit coaches. As far as our program, Coach Foss is on this call. He knows right now we hit coaches 24/7. And we're pitching our athletes, or we're taking their order to find out what they need, you guys. So you don't care when you go to the league, just like this man, Brock Purdy, last pick in the entire draft, but now maybe the NFL MVP. Instagram. Jake, I see you, baby. Maybe the NFL MVP. So think about that. Some of you guys don't have an offer right now. Some of you guys don't have the offer that you want right now. Just like Purdy sitting in watching everybody get drafted before him, wondering if he was going to go. But eventually his number got called. And guess what? He has a chance to be the NFL MVP 3 years after getting his shot, after getting his call. So you guys keep this in mind, or it might be 2 years. 2 years has a shot to be the NFL MVP, and every single team in the NFL passed him by. Every single college in a certain conference has passed you by. But guess what? One of them said, we're going to give them a shot. And then you end up being the MVP of one of these college conferences, or being an all-conference performer. That's what's going to happen for some of you guys if you keep your mind right and if you stay proactive towards getting your first shot, okay? So we don't care when we go. We just want to go, okay? We need to know what the evaluation is, and then once we're evaluated at a certain level, we just want to go. We just want to get to the show, right? So you guys, right now, just like I said, this is the time where if you're working for yourself, you need to be working hard for yourself. If you're with us, you can trust that we're working hard for you. We're making the contacts for you, because I guarantee you guys, Purdy was probably going to get picked up anyway. He was going to at least be an undrafted free agent anyway. The reason why he got drafted, you guys, is probably because his agent was banging the phones at that time. They already got his evaluation. They knew he would be an NFL player, but they knew it would be late. And then when it got to the late time, his agent was hitting the phones. So as it gets later in the recruiting process, believe we are hitting the phones, you guys. We are hitting the emails. We are hitting the DMs to get you guys the opportunities that you deserve, okay? But if you're not with us, you need to be doing these things on your own, all right? But now is a beautiful time. Now is a beautiful time. And here's the deal. Here's a perfect example. Now, Instagram, you guys can't see these examples. So if you want to see them, click on the link in our bio, and then you guys can see what I'm talking about. Go to the recruiting live show link on the link tree. Right here's a perfect example, you guys. This was just Wednesday. Now, I showed you guys last show me talking to Darian Hagan, who is a CU alum from my university, but now he's at San Diego State. I showed you before, I was asking him, hey, what are your needs? And he said everything. Right here, I'm showing you that we hit him back last week. And we said, hey, now we hit him back. Why we hit him back last week? Because they had got through their first signing class. They had got through their early period signing class, and they only signed a few players because the coach got there late, the head coach. So we hit him back. We hit him back and we said, what do you guys need? And what did he say? He said, I'm going to be back on the 3rd. You see that? Not back until the 3rd. When is the 3rd? If you're watching this live, the 3rd is tomorrow. January 3rd is tomorrow. So guess what we're going to do tomorrow with Coach Hagan? We're going to do this. We're going to follow up. We're going to follow up, Instagram. You know, this is the piece that a lot of you guys can't do when you're at school, or that mom and can't do when dad and can't do when they're at work. Or a lot of times, what do? We hit them once and then they never get back, or we hit them twice and then they never get back, Instagram, and we think that they're not interested. We think that there's no chance, right? This is a follow-up game, a heavy follow-up game. You know, that's why we have people pay us money, because they want us to do that portion of it. All right. So you guys, if you're not hitting, I've hit schools 100 times before for an athlete. Dang near. You know, so that's where this game is. This is it's not a talent game. With the early signing period was all of the transfer portal kids and all of the high talented high school and JC kids. Now we're at the talented kids, the ones that need to be proactive. We're at the very good kids, but the kids who are underexposed. We're at the Brock Purdy time. This is Brock Purdy time. Okay. Which obviously many of us would like to be Brock Purdy right now. He's about to get paid, right? So this is your time. This is your time. But we got to find our San Francisco 49. We got to find our home where they're looking for someone like us. Where they're looking for someone like us. All right. So this is where we're at right now, you guys. We're in January, so January 2024. Now you guys see we're on the 2nd. It's Tuesday, right? We're on the 2nd. This is a live calendar, live recruiting calendar. Instagram, you can't see these slides. If you want to see these slides, you got to go to the link tree in our bio and go to the recruiting live show link. So right here is the 2nd. Right now we're on red. What is red? Look at the top. We're in the dead period. What's the dead period, Coach Wood? The dead period means that there's no official trips right now. Now, there's things that go on behind the scenes, but no official trips. No coaches in the home right now, okay? But what happens next week, you guys? What happens next week is that we go to green. What's green? Green is contact period. Green is full go. That means the official visits are going to start kicking back up. Now, even they can offer you, even though we're on red right now, we're in the dead period, they can offer you right now. They can tell you that they want you. They can offer you scholarships and PWOs. They just can't bring you on campus. They can't bring you on campus, Instagram. Okay. But all of that is about to start kicking back up next week. So once again, this is very, very important time. If you are class of 2024, you don't have anything or you don't have what you want. Okay. So in-house with our company, we're pedal to the metal. You know, I'm gonna be making calls and contacts probably after this show. So we're pedal to the metal. There's some beautiful information I'm gonna share with you though. So stick with me. Follow up is key. Here's an example. I want to give you an example what this looks like. Okay. I see a comment in the What's up, coach? I see Grant. What's going on, superstar? That's one of our D linemen. His dad's in here. He's in here. I love it. I love it. Those are the ones that get what they want, you guys. Those are the ones that get what they want because they're doing the things that others aren't. They're doing the things that others aren't, okay? And they're already with our program. So here's an example of what this looks like, you guys, of how things should look like if you're currently an athlete that doesn't have Instagram. What's going on? I see you guys. You're with Coach Wood. I see Coach Dex. What's going on? We're talking college football recruiting. I see True CEO Kane Cooks. That's a superstar right there. What's going on? We're talking college football recruiting. If you guys want to see the slides, then go to the link in our bio. You guys can check out the slides. All right. So how should this look right now? I'm an athlete that has something or doesn't officially have what I want. So you guys see on the screen young David Walker. He's actually in here right now, I believe, on this live. David Walker is a great size young man, 6'4", 270. Okay. In-house with Before You Go Pro. This is what we believe David Walker should receive based off of who he is as a student athlete. On and off the field, we've evaluated him as an FBS PWO level type kid, FCS scholarship type kid, right? But right now he doesn't have it. He's got a D2 school, a school that's actually moving up, Jamestown, to the Division II ranks, and he's got some D2 interest and some FBS PWO interest, right? But he doesn't have specifically in hand, as we speak, what we feel he should have. What we feel he should have. Nina, what's going on, Nina? That is one of our Before You Go Pro mama, long time Before You Go Pro advocate, someone that had a Division I athlete herself, gave birth to a superstar, played at UCLA, Utah, Oklahoma, and glad that you're joining us. If you want to see the slides, you guys, that we're showing YouTube, we're live on YouTube. Hit the link in our bio. You guys can see the slides that we're talking about. We're talking about some college football recruiting, and it is definitely different, YouTube, today than when Nina's son, Theo Howard, was coming out of LA as a superstar wide receiver. Definitely different ball game today. He got to utilize some of it, you know, with the transfer portal and everything, but definitely different today. It's changing on a daily basis. So let's talk about what this should look like. Let's talk about what this should look like. Right now on the screen, Instagram, we're showing YouTube a young man that is in our Before You Go Pro program, a young man named David Walker, offensive lineman out of Nevada. You guys see his size, 6'4", 270. You see his GPA. He's knocking that baby out the park with a 3.8 GPA. Okay, so that means he's in line for Ivy League schools, schools like a Georgetown, schools like a Bucknell, you know, schools that have higher academic standards. Okay, and he's an offensive lineman. So right now, Maria, I see you, love you. Right now, he is evaluated in our program as an FBS PWO FCS scholarship level kid. Okay, so that is where we are currently pitching him. If you guys see on the screen and you look at the line, we're currently pitching him below that line for the most part. There's a couple of outliers. There are a couple of outliers. If he's on this, he knows we're talking Nevada Arena. He knows we're talking, the UNLV. So there are a couple of outliers, Instagram. But for the most part, we're pitching David right now at FCS and D2 schools, okay? Because he doesn't have anything right now. So we're actually pitching him right where we think he should be evaluated, maybe even a little bit lower, Now, he's in Nevada. So right there on the screen, you guys see that we have the arrow pointed to Nevada, and then you guys see the pins on the screen. You guys can't see this on YouTube or Instagram. So if you want to see it, you got to go to YouTube. Click the link in our bio, the recruiting live show link. So the pins, you guys, for the most part, we will not go outside of these pins. That's the geographic area that's most likely to recruit a kid from Nevada, most likely to be willing to recruit a young man like David. And then some of you guys have seen this before because we've shown it on past shows. We're going after the bottom dwellers, the bottom dwellers. So all of these schools that you guys see currently on the screen, the Idaho States, the Eastern Washingtons, the Cal Polys, the Northern Colorados, these are all schools that we're currently pitching David Walker to. This is real time. These are all schools that could benefit from having David Walker on their team. And if they're looking for offensive linemen, we're definitely pitching David Walker. He's got the grades, he's got the size, he's got the playing ability, okay? Now, all of these schools are FCS. All of these schools are on the Western region, so they take advantage of all of the pins that you see right here on the screen. All of these schools lie within these states, okay? Now, if we go a level lower, we go Division II, then these are some of the schools that we're pitching David to. South Dakota, Adams State, New Mexico High, Fort Lewis. These are schools that had terrible seasons last year. They should be looking for all the talent they can get. Okay. And if we are right with our evaluation of David, where we really feel like he is an FBS level athlete, an FCS level athlete, then of course a Division II bottom dweller like these schools should be interested in hearing about David. They should be interested in Instagram. Okay. So that is what you want to do for yourself. That is what you want to do for yourself if you do not have anything right now or you do not have the school that you want. Instagram, we're talking college football recruiting. Right now, we're in the crux of it. We're in the nitty gritty of it. We're in the time. You know, there's a time. I live in wine country in California. I live in Northern California. There's a lot of farmers that grow wine out here. You have to pick the grapes at the right time, right? So you get the best return on your investment. So you get the best opportunity to have the best success and the best product. Right now is the best time to reach out to college coaches. And even if you're with us, you can still reach out on your own behalf. But if you're not with us, then you really need to be mindful of reaching out right now. But you want to reach out to the right schools. So once again, you get that evaluation, and then you're looking at schools maybe a lower level than where you've been evaluated, centered around the area, the region in which you're from, okay? And then we're going bottom dwellers, like you see here. Now, all right, coach, I've got my list. I've got my list of schools, and we're going to say goodbye to the Instagram family right now. So, hey, if you're watching us, Flores, I see you, superstar. This is Coach Wood. We're talking college football recruiting. If you're watching us on Instagram, we are live, but we're going to stay live on YouTube, and we're going to go by on Instagram. So if you do still want to continue to watch this, or if you're catching the recording of this, there's still time. Go to the link tree and click on the recruiting live show link. You guys can check out what we're doing on YouTube. But thank you guys. Good luck. Hopefully you guys are getting recruited, doing the right things. We'll talk to you later. All right. We're going to be done with Instagram, you guys. And it's just YouTube. We're rocking and rolling. I see a comment coming in the sections. Cool V, what's going on? This is Vince Smith, got a superstar in his home. One of our athletes, Jahsir Smith, threw for 8 touchdowns in a game. You believe that? 8 touchdowns as a quarterback in a game. Just got on. What's up, T Wood? I see you, coach. Thank you for joining us. Big V, love you. Superstar basketball himself. Jahsir's dad was a superstar basketball. So thank you for joining us, you guys. So what we're talking about. All right, coach. I know who I'm reaching out to. So I don't have any scholarship offers, or I really don't have the school I want, but I've got my evaluation. I know the region in which I'm in. So I know the schools that are in the states that are surrounding where I'm at. And I know the bottom dwellers that I'm going after. I know the bottom dwellers that I'm going after. So what's next, coach? I want to be proactive. What should I do next? Okay. And all I'm giving you guys is what we do before you go pro. There's no secret pixie dust that we sprinkle on recruiters. There's no magic words that you have to know. Okay, this is the nuts and bolts of it. Every single Tuesday, we're going to give you the nuts and bolts of what we do, and then you guys can decide if you want us to put together the erector set or if you want to put it together yourself. So I got my list, coach. I got my list. What should I do next? What should I do next? The next thing that you're doing or that we do, let's say we got a new athlete, and then we determine how good he is on the field and in the classroom, and then we determine the schools that we want to go after. Then this is what we're doing now. It may be a little bit different than for us because we have multiple athletes that we're pitching, and we usually have some relationships with a lot of these coaches where it may be a little bit different for us. But in a nutshell, you guys, this is where it's at. This is the ball game. This is the first thing that we're doing. We're doing a feeler DM or email. I suggest that you guys, especially if you're the kid, you're the athlete doing this, that you guys start with Twitter. You want to start with Twitter and then maybe try email. Phone call is going to be harder for you guys. Phone call is going to be harder for you guys because you don't know how to deal with the gatekeepers as well as we do. And they try to not take phone calls from athletes and parents. So athletes and parents out there, unless you have a cell phone number and you got some type of inside connection, phone calls are going to be probably more difficult. You're going to have your best success with Twitter and going the DM route, and then also emails. Okay. So for us, we actually do start with phone calls. But for you guys, I would start off with a feeler DM or email. A feeler DM or email. Now, when you reach out, you know, they got that saying, you guys, closed mouths don't get fed. You guys have heard that saying before. You can't say, give me some food. You can't say, give me a scholarship, give me a PWO, and then not be ready for what the coach is going to ask you next. Whether it's a question or whether he wants transcripts, wants to know your NCAA ID number, you can't be not ready. You can't speak up and say you want that offer and then not be ready for what coach is going to ask you next. Okay, so for one, I'm figuring out which schools I'm going to reach out to. But for two, I'm ready once I reach out. Okay. I got to be ready once I reach out. So this is the flow right here, you guys. Feeler DM/email. Then I'm going to have my film and grades literally ready to go. I'm going to have that film link. I'm going to have my transcript snapshot ready to go. Okay. Because if I get lucky, every once in a while, baby, we get lucky. You never know. See, this is a Coach Foss probably laughing at me right now because I tell him, you never know. Just that one call could change a kid's life. Just that one DM, that one text, that one email to the right school. And I'm so pumped up and smiling right now because we live this. Just that one call. Coach Foss made a call right before the holidays that got one of our running backs a scholarship opportunity, a D2 opportunity. Jesse, what's going on, Geronimo, if you're listening? So we never know which one. We never know which one might change somebody's life. You never know that DM or that email, that call you make that might change your life. Okay. So now we're ready. We're right there at number 2, right? I got my film ready. I got my grades ready. Then what's number 3? Number 3 is be attractive. Be attractive. You like, what do you mean be attractive, coach? Does that mean I got to dress up or something like that? No. Be attractive just means that you're answering the questions the right way, that you're being cordial, that you got manners, that you're a yes coach, no coach type of guy. You sound attractive. You got your transcripts ready. You got your film and everything's ordered the right way with your film. You're attractive. You got great grades. You're attractive. You're just what I'm looking for. You're making my job easier. Okay? So be attractive. Be attractive. Some of you guys got girlfriends. Some of you guys want girlfriends. Well, what if you talk to a girl and she finds out you're a football player? You're asking her, hey, do you mind that I'm a football player? And she says, I hate football players. I never have liked football players. I will not date football players. Then guess what? You're not going to be attractive to her, and she ain't going to be attractive to you. So we already know what college coaches like. When you finally open your mouth or you open your app to reach out, be attractive. Have your social media looking right. Okay? Be attractive. So I want you guys to keep in mind, this is all part of the game. Some of you guys may have had the grades. Some of you guys may have had the film, but that social media wasn't attractive. Coach seeing you sagging on social media. Coach seeing you rehearsing or repeating all the cuss words from Drake's song on your social media. And he said, you know what? That's not attractive to me. All right. So you guys got to be attractive. That's number 3. Number 3, you don't have to go crazy, but you guys know what they're looking for. You guys know what they're looking for. And then here's the big one. Here's the big one. Number 4 is follow up. Number 4 is follow up. We said it right here, right? You got to follow up. The reason why Brock Purdy got drafted and the other quarterback went undrafted free agent is because Brock Purdy's agent was following up with the 49ers. He was probably following up with all the teams that were right at the end of the draft that needed a late quarterback. He was following up. And then the Niners say, you know what? We did like Purdy. Get him. And right now, he may have a chance to be the MVP. So once again, no magic pixie dust here. A lot of times it's our company before you go pro. It's me, Coach Foss, Coach Jay. It's one of us following up at the right time. They probably already had you on the board and just weren't contacting you, and something fell your way, and they said, we need a DN, and we called them up and said, Grant Winter. I need a cornerback. We called them up and said, Sadike Green Jr. We said, Josiah Estes, and they said, perfect timing. Let's grab them. Okay, so it may be, you may not be with us. It may be yourself following up at the right time with the right coach, with the right pitch, and getting to the bag, getting to the money. So what is the pitch, Coach Wood? You telling me to do a feeler DM. You telling me to do feeler email, phone call. What should I say? What should I say? This is it. This is it right here, you guys. Hello, Coach Jones. My name is Tim Smith, and I am a 2024 DB at Central High School in California. This is fictional, by the way. I have always loved the way your DBs play and would love the opportunity to play in your secondary. Are you guys still looking for help? Are you still looking for talent? Very simple. Very simple, you guys. These coaches are getting bombarded, depending on what school you're reaching out to. And you probably shouldn't be reaching out to the schools that are getting bombarded. If you don't have anything, you should be reaching out to the bottom dwellers or the schools that are in areas of the country that might not be the most desirable. But you just need one, and one can bring leverage for more, right? So you guys, very simple and to the point, all right? Once I have my list of schools that I'm reaching out to, I'm doing my feeler reach out. And if you're reaching out to the right type of schools and you're reaching out to enough of them, this should work to get the ball rolling. This should work to get the ball rolling. Hello, Coach Jones. My name is Tim Smith. I'm a 2024 DB at Central High School in California. I have always loved the way your DBs play and would love the opportunity to play in your secondary. Are you guys still looking for help or talent? All right. And what does that cover, you guys? Look at what this covers right here. All in a quick paragraph. This is what this covers. Hello, Coach Jones. My name is Tim Smith. Right there, I'm letting them know who I am. I'm not telling him my alias. I'm not telling him I'm Smith, Money Tim. I'm not saying none of that. We getting straight to the point with Coach. All right. Right there, I'm giving him my name in the first sentence. And I'm saying hello. I've got a nice, pleasant opening. Then, second sentence, what are we doing? We're telling him our position, we're telling him our class, and we're telling him where we're located. So he's like, oh, yeah, I definitely recruit Central High School. I definitely recruit California. And if this kid's a 2024 DB, then he's for me right now. Then what are we doing on the third line? On the third line, we're throwing in a compliment. You guys, this is where a lot of people have an opportunity. This is where a lot of people have an opportunity and they don't even, it's over their head. It is over their head. We're always too busy texting, DMing, emailing, calling, thinking about our own needs, right? We're not thinking about the person on the other side. These people are human beings, just like you. These people may have had I'm telling you to call bottom dwellers, right? To get the ball rolling for yourself. So these people just came out of a terrible season. They're a little beat up. They just came out the holidays. Recruiting is a blur for them. It's a lot of work. You have no idea what's going on in their personal life. So you want to be as nice as possible. You want to pat them on the back. You want to let them know, hey, coach, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, and I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it. So what are we saying right here in the third line? I have always loved the way your DBs play. I have always loved the way your DBs play. There is the compliment opportunity. We're throwing in a compliment. I may be a quarterback. I have always loved the way that you call plays. You don't think that's going to stand out? As opposed to the average, hey, coach, check out my film. I know what you guys do. Hey, coach, check out my film. You don't think that's going to stand out a little bit more? Where he knows that you took a little bit more time? Hey, coach, I always love the way you blitz your linebackers on third down. I'm just saying, if you guys want to go sniper shot, you want to get to the bag, you only need one. You only need one, okay? So right there, we're giving you guys your feeler. We're giving you your feeler. After you know who you're going to reach out to, this is what we do. When I tell Coach Foss, hey, call up this school, let's take their order, this is what he's doing. Hey, Coach Jones, this is Coach Foss. I'm with Before You Go Pro. We got a ton of talent. We love the way that you guys handle all of your players at your program. We see what you guys are doing. We would love to get some talent your way. Are you guys still looking for talent in the 2024 class? And then that coach is going to respond. He's going to respond. And guess what? He may not respond after the first time. He may respond after the 30th time or the 10th time. But guess what? That may be the money call. So, I want to leave you guys with this, because this is the way I go about this. And if you're not with us, you definitely need to have this type of mindset when you're reaching out for yourself, or maybe you're a parent or a coach, or you're reaching out on behalf of someone. You need to have this mindset. If you really have the best, you really have a good list. If you really got a list of schools that are right for that particular athlete, academically, don't forget academically and athletically, then it's just a numbers game. And it's about how you reach out. Okay. So I want you to think about this, because this is really sales. College football recruiting is sales, you guys. Would you really care if it took you 30 calls to New Mexico State, 40 calls to University of Texas El Paso, 50 calls to Florida International? Would you really care if it took you that many calls? If on that last call, you got a full ride scholarship, or if you got that PWO opportunity that leads you to a scholarship, would you really care? Because no, that call may end up being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I may have called New Mexico State 30 times, you guys. But on that 30th call, I finally got through. On that 30th DM, I finally got through. Now, we don't want to bombard people. There's spacing with this. It's not every 10 minutes. It's not even every day, that we're reaching out to these coaches. There's intuitions, but you want to space this out. But after that 30th call, it landed me a scholarship to an in-state school. I was just talking to you about David Walker. Let's say he gets landed a scholarship to UNLV after the 30th call. Something fell through with this high school offensive lineman they thought they were going to get. And on the 30th call that we made to UNLV, Coach Hunky Cooper, they said, you know what? Is Walker still available? Yeah, we're going to give him a shot. Here's a scholarship offer. And it happens like that sometimes, you guys. That 30th call, man, when you average that out, that might have been like worth $25,000 a call, $10,000 a call, $5,000 a call. But it took 30 of them to get to the actual payment, to get to the actual scholarship, to get to the actual PWO. I see the Winter family on here. Grant wants to go to William and Mary. I don't care how many calls it takes to get to William and Mary, because the 10th one may be the yes. And that's money time. Okay? So you guys keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Now, if you can't do all this on your own, you definitely are going to need some support if you don't have anything or you don't have what you want, because once again, we're in that key time, that key window. Now, this is where we shoot a lot of bullets as a company. We shoot a lot of pitches, all right? And we do have leverage, because this is a legacy business, for me and for my team. So we do have leverage, okay, and relationships that we lean on. But we still have to do the calls, you guys. And we still know it's a numbers game. For this guy right here, we knew he was an FBS scholarship level wide receiver coming out of high school. This is Elijah Cooks. Went to the University of Nevada, Reno. Right here, you see him playing at Oregon. He finished up at San Jose State. As we speak, he is a Jacksonville Jaguar in the NFL. He only had one offer, you guys, to a Division I program, and it came the first week of the regular signing period. So he didn't sign during the early signing period. He waited till the regular signing period, and it came the week that the regular signing period opened up. That's when he got the Nevada Reno offer. Okay? So be patient, because you can sign all spring. Now, I'm always going to be honest with you, and then I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, because this is your time. This is totally free. This is your time. All right? So if you have any questions or comments about recruiting trips, about how to talk to coaches, about which schools you should pursue, any questions or comments, now's your time to put them in the comment section. If you're watching the recording of this recruiting live show, for one, you need to join us live next Tuesday. For two, you can reach out to us at Terrence, Terrence, that's me, Coach Wood, Terrence at beforeyougopro.com, info@beforeyougopro.com, and ask your questions. If you need recruiting support, you can reach out to us at beforeyougopro.com and get your recruiting support. But with that being said, you guys, only one offer, and came literally the week that the regular signing period opened. Part of the reason why we want to do this every Tuesday, you guys, is so that we let go of the fear. We need to let go of the fear. If you put fear around your recruiting situation, then guess what? More things are going to come to you that will make you more fearful. All right? You have to trust. You have to trust that you have done what you needed to do. You have to be proactive in getting exposure, the DMs and the calls and the texts. You have to maybe get support from a program like ours, but nothing good is coming to you that's going to be fearful. Nothing good comes from fear. All right? So the reason why I want you to come every single Tuesday is so that we can know what's really going on, so that we can have strategy, and so that we can let go of fear. All right. I want you to think, and I gave somebody this analogy earlier today. I want you to think of Joe Flacco. Think of Joe Flacco. Right now, he is leading the Cleveland Browns into the playoffs. We're in early January, if you're watching a recording of this, 2024. Right now, he is leading the Browns, you guys, as the quarterback to the playoffs. The quarterback that they wanted to do that, Deshaun Watson, is hurt. And the backups are either hurt or not playing well. So they called Joe Flacco off the couch, you guys. And right now, he is leading them into the playoffs and looking very good as a quarterback. I think he's thrown the most or just as much touchdowns as any other quarterback since he took over for the Browns. All right. So he's playing well. All right. He hasn't been with the Browns all season. However, he had to expect to get a call eventually, and he had to be prepared to play, meaning he had to work out and be physically prepared, and he had to be mentally prepared to play. How do I know this? Because he's performing at such a high level. There is no way. If he was just eating Cheetos and watching Netflix all day and drinking beer, do you think Joe Flacco would be ready and leading the Browns to the playoffs? No. The reason why he was ready and leading the Browns to the playoffs is because he wasn't fearful about getting the call. He knew the call was coming. He knew the call was probably coming. And guess what? I showed you this picture before. Guess what his agent was doing? Making calls. As soon as any NFL franchise showed that they were a little weak at quarterback, his agent was making calls. All right. So you guys, many of you guys are your own agent right now. Make the calls. Now, if you're not, you don't want to make the calls, but you want an opportunity, please join our program. And then if you're already with us, then you can trust that we're making the call, you guys. But you got to have trust in yourself. Get out of the fear, and get proactive, baby, because there's money out there. There's opportunities out there. Please subscribe to our channel so you guys can be notified whenever we have new content coming out. All of our content is geared towards football players, parents, and coaches. So if you are a player, parent, or a coach, or a player, parent, or a coach, please make sure you subscribe, make sure you share. This is truly a labor of love for me and my team, and we put forth a lot of hours to serve you guys. So please continue to help us grow this community and share. But you guys, now's the time. This is a great time, and you're only one call away. Okay, so come back with us next Tuesday because I'm going to start letting you guys. The reason why I know there's opportunity is because we're making the calls. So next week, you guys, I'm going to let you guys hear some calls. We do record some of our recruiting calls, and we're going to let you hear some live calls, but that's going to also prove to you that there's schools at the D1 level and down that are still looking for talent. They may not be looking for 20 guys. They may only be looking for 2, 1, but go get it. That's yours. Go get it. All right. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of tonight's Recruiting Live show. Once again, please check us out at www.beforeyougopro.com. We serve on a high level, you guys, and it's deeper than just football scholarships. Once you guys get your scholarship, that's you flipping past chapter 1. Now we got to get ready for chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and beyond of your journey, of your football journey, you guys. So just getting the scholarship or the PWO, that's just the beginning. Okay, so you guys should really be tapped in to Before You Go Pro if you want to optimize and maximize your football journey. Okay, as a whole, we talk leverage, we talk about drugs and alcohol, we talk about those women, we talk about NIL, we talk about it all. So also follow us, you guys, at Before You Go Pro, Before You Go Pro, just like it sounds, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, obviously YouTube. Follow us. We do have a database of highly talented kids that are unsigned and uncommitted. So if you are in that boat where you're unsigned and uncommitted and you want some support, then get evaluated. Get a free evaluation from Before You Go Pro and find out if our program is right for you guys. If you are right for us and we are right for you, then you will be placed in our database, which goes to college football recruiters on a daily basis. You will also have access to our coaching, our membership site, and tons of other great things, you guys. So hopefully you guys take advantage of that, or tell your friends and family so you guys can get to the scholarship offer. I've already done it. I've already played against the Oklahomas, the Iowa States, the Texas. I've already done it. I've already played in bowl games, and they're fun. And definitely all of the perks that come with bowl games are fun. Or maybe you're going to play FCS playoffs, D2 playoffs, D3, NAIA, whatever it is, it's great. It's great, you guys. Make sure you get to college. Make sure you get to college, all right? I see a couple of people coming in. Jasir, hey coach, just letting you know that I've been watching. That's the superstar that I told you through 8 TDs. Him and his dad are watching tonight, man. So pumped up about your future. Matter of fact, called a couple Mountain West schools about you today. So let's get after it, you guys. Now is the time. You guys are doing things that your friends aren't doing, that your teammates aren't doing, that the opponents you played against aren't doing. So guess who's going to get the opportunity? It's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. Okay, you guys. So hey, love you. Check us out. See us on Thursday, because on Thursday we've got the Locker Room Show where we bring in an amazing football industry guest. And we've got a great guest lined up for you guys this Thursday. We bring in coaches, college coaches, pro coaches, high school coaches. We bring in players, college players, pro players. We brought in Hall of Famers, All-Americans, everything you can think of. So join us on Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That's with Q, the Guru, and we're going to rock and roll, baby. 2024. Now's your time, all right? Now's your time. All right, I'm Coach Wood signing off. Does anybody have any last comments, any last questions, any last concerns? We are live before we get off tonight. You guys see that book over my shoulder? That's the Before You Go Pro book. Once again, we're very vested in your success. So we've even written a book centered around this industry. If you haven't read that book, you're missing out. A lot of the recruiting stuff that you guys are going to see as you go through the process, a lot of the stuff you're going to see after you're recruited, it's in that book. Now, if you want a audiobook version of that with myself narrating, you guys hit us up. info@beforeyougopro.com. Terrence, TERRENCE, @beforeyougopro.com. Say, Coach, I need to get the free audio book. We'll give you a free audio book, okay? But a lot of the highs, lows, twists and turns of football are covered in that book. A lot of things that you guys might not know about me are covered in that book, all right? So I want you guys to be prepared, all right? So love you. Hopefully all is well. We will definitely see you on Thursday in the Locker Room Show. We will definitely see you at the top. Once again, if you do need support, reach out to us, www.beforeyougopro.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, hit the sign up link, and then you can rock and roll with our program. All right. So, hey, you guys, love you. Out of here, and we'll see you Thursday. Have a good one.